Hey, welcome back. We're back in our Hollow colony with the Whitepaw beavers. And last time we got our bots up and running, so we're going to work on something that I've been wanting to do for a while, which is rid of a lot, if not all, of these water pumps up here. It'll help take down the number of total beavers that we need, and hopefully that gives us a little bit more frame rate back. We'll see. But what I really want to do is take all of this water and put all of it into the mountain on the inside. In fact, we're even going to use the best water pump there is, which is this grand dam. So these are gigantic dams that will take the water from one side and it will pump that water out, and all it takes is just a plank. But one of these equals approximately 10 or so of the actual pumps. So we shouldn't need too many, but we're going to overdo it just a little bit. I think I'm going to try and put 6 underneath this mountain here and then take the water to them. So we're going to start by just dynamiting down just a bit, and we'll come over here. Start with that, and we'll get down into the mountain itself, and then we will blast away the area that we're going to need, and then build our dams, and then get the water to come in. But, of course, we're going to actually need the plans for the dams, which is going to take a little while, because I thought I had them, but I guess I don't. So, we're just going to start here, and then once they have them, then we can start copying and using that to make as many as we're going to need. But that's definitely going to take a while, so we're going to look around and see what else we need to do. One of the other big things that we seem to be lacking on is sky exploration. We've got 2 of them. I think there's one. Nope, that's all ice. This is sky exploration. There's seeds. Well, I know I've got, there's a second one, but I'm going to get a couple more as well, just to hopefully speed that up a little, because we definitely need it. Let's see if we can put one there, and then we learned that we need at least 2 between them. So let's go ahead and put you over here. There we go. We'll connect that one in, and let's go ahead and grab one of the scouting balloons, and we'll hope that it fits there with this wire. I didn't get that. There we go. Yep, that seemed to fit. Another one there, and then another one here. There we go. That's looking pretty good. How's our pilot license doing? It just needs sky exploration, so hopefully when they make those, that will help out just a bit. How about over here? So processors. Our processors need some hydrogen, so let's go take a look. We've got some hydrogen hopefully coming up over here. Was it this one? No, maybe it's the other one. No, looks like I had no hydrogen coming in. So, tell you what, let's turn both of them to hydrogen, and then we'll build a storage for that as well. That is in, there it is, it's on its own. Gas. We can just put the gas right here, and then they can store it all and hopefully go out from there. Do I need one of these for the, no, I don't really need one at the moment for the endothermic essence. We'll work on that. But you know what? While we're here, we could probably build another one of these and just get the battery in. Do I think we'll ever need this much power? Probably not. We probably won't need this power that we have from the first one. But you know what? We're going to do it anyway. So let's put these up here. And then we're going to do the ones. There we go, and we're going to put you right next to it so it connects in. But somebody had a great comment that said, hey, why don't you just a couple of platforms here? Something like this. That way, when they build it, it'll build right on here, and we don't have to keep filling it up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to still let this one come to the top, but we're going to have them build this one at the top, which makes a lot more sense to me. Now, over here, there's a couple of things that I wanted to do here, too. We've got one, I think we need probably another trebuchet. Which, who doesn't want another trebuchet somewhere? But it looks like we might actually need to clear some land. So let's clear a little bit of land here. We're going to need a whole bunch of dynamite too. So let's go check on our dynamite production once we've done that. And then we can take this out. That coming through here. That should be just fine. There we go. And then if I have to go over here, that's fine too. Although I'm 100% sure I need this or anything. So we'll let them go. We might need to redo this here, or at least add another one for the iron. Speaking of which, what's out here? What do we have? We have got quartz, which, do we have quartz? Decent amount of quartz. We can probably switch, leave one of the places on quartz, put one for our salt, put one for saltpeter, because we're going to need that, of course. And then I think, let's check below on. Have coal. We don't have much iron. We don't have much coal either. But we have more coal gatherers than iron. So let's see. Are these all... That's jammed up with dirt. That's jammed up with dirt. We've got a lot of extra dirt. Let's come over here and get rid of... You know what? Store the dirt? I think we should just store the dirt. Let's find some easy place for storage. We could get the gargantuan, but in all honesty, I want to put dirt right on top of the water there, because then we'll just live in mud. That seems like a bad idea. Let's go ahead and we'll get a bunch of large piles. You know what? We could just do another row of these. That seems like a good enough idea. When you run out of room, just make more room, right? There we go. Let's put you... Oops. Nope. That. There we go. Let's get the dirt in here. They can build all of that. And we'll just keep this our dirt facility. Be fine. Are those all set for dirt? Yep, they sure are. So these should be able to be emptied into all of this once they've got that built. How's our stuff over here doing? Let's take a look. We've got 92% on these. Once this finishes, I might switch this back to scrap, because I think we're a bit low on scrap overall. Then again, we don't have a heck of a lot of the stuff to make scrap. We've got iron. We've got everything we need there, so we'll let that go. Over here, how are they doing on this? Last time we put in this mega platform and we put the rice on top of it. They're still working on it, but it looks like we're low on metal blocks. Let's check our metal block production. Our metal block is, well, it's missing scrap, which is kind of what we were just addressing. Scrap, and drills. Okay, well, we will have to wait for those to get made. Let's see, we've got toys being made. How's our tools at the moment? Pretty good. But go ahead and just get them to make a whole bunch of pencils. The screw press axle is fine. We can definitely use some of those still. And they're making the robot parts, which need metal blocks, which sets us back through the whole thing again. So I think we're pretty much good there. Now, oh, there was somebody that mentioned, yes, our water low was still set to berries. So good eye on everybody, keeping an eye on the colony for me. There we go. If you see I missed anything else, just let me know. There's the water. There's the berries. That all set up. I believe that's set up there. Yeah. And then those are good to go. Those should all be back. No, those are all off. Which gives us a ton of beavers that live outside. But you know what? We're just going to live with it for now. We could automate more stuff as we go, but we'll figure that out as we need it. We've still got a ton of stuff to work on. In fact, another thing that we could work on, we have some green land over here, and I'm kind of wondering if we could do a banana farm down here. Let's grab one of these. Grab a greenhouse, maybe. If it lets us. No, does not want to let us today. That's all right. It should be in food. That under... Nope, maybe under wood? We will have to find that here. That's not a basic structure, is it? No, it's sure not. This got relocked because they changed the shape of the Seamstress Lodge, which seems weird. I like the old one. It looked like this right here. This one looks like they're working out of a barn, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and find that gathering. Oh, yep, there it is. Greenhouse. Let's see what kind of configurations we can get for greenhouses. 1, 2, and then it to be. Maybe we'll put you here. And greenhouse. You could be right there. Put you here. Now, let's grab what plants the bananas. There we go. Tree nursery. And might fit there. What about here? Can you plant all of those? No. You most definitely cannot. What about back here? There's a good place to put it. Let's put you there. And we'll grab that. Hey, let me do that this time. And can I fit any more in here? If I do this and this, can you still be read? Yeah, you can. There we go. And then we'll figure out something else to put in the meantime here. Maybe we'll... I don't know if we need more grapes, but we'll go with that. Let's hook this up. There we go. That should let them into most of these places. Like if we put them off center, at least get a couple more in. Perfect. Does it look okay? It looks good enough. As long as it's staying out of the red area, I think it's okay. And that gives us plenty more. Just gotta plant the banana. You know what? We'll let him build first. It's going to take him a while to build that. While we're over here, though, something I've been meaning to do, I've been looking at how to redirect this water. Maybe I still want it to come down here, but I want this amount of water to also flow off the map this way instead of down this way. Because this just creates this ugly red pond, and it mixes with the water here, and it's kind of a pain. So we're going to start working our way through the hills. We might not get all the way through the hills, but we're going to try. Let's do that, and then we'll grab a ladder to get up. One there. Our stairs. There's a little bit of water. There we go. And up and over. We need stairs to get there. There we go. All the way through this way. Yep, that's going to take him a while to get up here. Quite a walk, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, we're going to come this way. Grab our stairs up again. More stairs, more paths. Path. There we go. That all goes up this way. Now we just need a bridge. I have a bridge that'll go across there. I do. Perfectly across there. That can go that way. And then we are going to first go across and open up the other way. Because if I don't open this way up first and close this, it's probably going to overflow here. And we don't want to mess hands. We've got enough messes that we need to clean up before then. Let's come over. Here we go. And we will just dig through the mountain right here. Put in a couple of dynamite. We'll let them do that first. And then we'll actually come back through on those. But that's going to take them a good while. And they've got a ton of stuff to build anyway. So let's go check and see. Have they got our dynamite in over here? They did. Good. So first dynamite away. Let's take care of that. So that puts us, this is basically 15 height here. And we need to get to 4 height will be the bottom. But these are 5 tall. So I need to go down probably another 4. 15 minus 4, that's 11 height. And then we'll have to go down a couple more. And then we can blast over and start emptying out a giant cave underneath here. How are they doing in some of the other locations? This might not have been a bad place for bananas either. If we need more bananas, maybe we'll come back through and do that as well. Did they get these emptied? Are they starting to pick these back up? You know what? We're going to do the old pause and restart trick, because that seems to work. There we go. That should take care of most of them. Now, we just kind of have to wait for them to get things done. Oh, look at that. They've got this dynamite in. Let's go ahead and blow that up. There you go. Just takes a second. Hopefully no beaver decided to run across that second. No apparent reason. Because they do that. They're beavers. Oh, there you go. Don't really need these here. So let's put you in on the other side. There we go. And if I need to get up here, figure that out. That should give me another trebuchet to launch things this way. I think that will help us out the most at the moment. What are we still waiting on this? Still waiting on this. Oh, so we have metal blocks, which of course need scrap metal, which needs the iron ore. You know what? We have iron ore there. For saltpeter, is our saltpeter back full again? That's mountain salt. They are not getting this mountain salt for some reason. Oh, it's quitting time. Saltpeter is salt full. Let's check that. Mountain salt. Nope, it's almost full though, so we might be able to switch that to a different iron mine. Let's go ahead and first, we've got a couple of mines over here that we're sending people in still. That's iron, and that's coal. Okay, well, we'll have to let them build for a minute, and then we'll come back and check on things. Still waiting on stuff to get built, but there was a couple of other things that I wanted to look at. One, we had started this project at some point last time, getting our large water wheels in here, and I would like to see if we can continue that. Of course, we're going to have to take out this road, but that's okay. We can come through here. Yep, and we'll just redirect underneath here. Connecting right to there. There we go. And, oh, hello. Let's turn off the water so we can see what we're doing. That does help. Let's put you here. And then we're going to flip this one around and put it here. That should just fit right in there. There we go. Of course, since they're up so high, we're going to need to put a staircase here for them to build. And then I want them to still be able to go through here. So let's just toss a ladder in there. And that should get them up there. It won't be a permanent thing anyway, so we'll let them work on that. Something else I wanted to do. One, we've got all of these little bitty pit tanks that we probably don't need. So I'm going to go through and we're just going to delete all of these out here. There we go. Let's actually just do it this way. All of those we don't need. Yep. We don't need this anymore, so let's take that out. I'm going to take this out. Let's remove those. There's some bad water that we really don't need. Let's take those out. Those can go. There we go. And then can we move these to larger tanks maybe? What kind of storage do we got around here? Medium tank is about the only thing we have other than the giganto tank. Let's see. If I were to figure out a way that we could do these back to back, maybe tunnel under here and put some more in. Let's go ahead. You know what? We've got all of this grape juice over here. We don't really need these small tanks either. So that should hopefully fill this up. Is this... that's wine, which is fine. Let's go ahead and grape juice. Let's put you over here. And then we'll get one for kimchi as well as... do I have the... yep, the sake. Are there any other fluids that we should be keeping over here? We've got the chestnut beer, the berry juice. No, I think we still need the berry juice. So we'll put one explosive in here. We'll do this. And then let's go ahead and say, you know what? Explode here. And then we're going to tunnel through. Probably all the way through here. So we can get into all of those. We'll set these. Let's set that to, yep, grape juice is fine. And then this one is berry juice. Berry juice. There we go. And we can set up some of the other ones in too. This one, nobody step up, please. There we go. You're the berry juice. You're the grape juice. Let's get you in here. And we will replace this with, oh, something else. Maybe some tea. There we go. Just so we make some extra tea. And then we'll come back around here. And you all the way down this way. There we go. That should work just fine. That still lets them get where they need to go. And go down one level from here. Grab you. You go in there. There you go. That's a little bit better. Let's knock off this spare edge that we're going to need with just a bit of dynamite. There we go. We'll plant more trees in here so it looks nice. Over here, I'm thinking we've got rope. We've got paper. This is for planks. What is this? Minty bamboo shoots. That's interesting. Oh, I have a double thing of berry juice. That's alright. We can live with just what we got. We will put in... I need more robot part places. I need more robot part places. So we'll figure out something to do with this. In the meantime, though, let's blow all these up. Nobody randomly decide to walk over here, please. There we go. We're getting all of that in there. We have such terrible frame rate. We really need to figure out a way to reduce the number of beavers that we have. And I'm hoping this over here helps. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and that cuts this down. What is our height here? 7. Actually, I need to be at... here is... let's see. This is 4, 5, 6, 7. Count that. So this is 4 height. This 4 height, 5 height. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe I didn't want to be quite that deep. Let's put in some dirt. And we will try and fill that back in. That was just a slight miscalculation, but it happens. We should have plenty of dirt. Let's say both of those. It's going to slow down our building for just a bit while they dump all that dirt in there. But let's do that, and then we'll say, let's go ahead and we'll put in ladders. There we go. There we go. And now we'll work on getting that stuff in there. And we'll go back and check on the other stuff too. Well, to nobody's surprise, my math wasn't quite mathing with these stairs and this hole, so we're going to have to take out all of these. Yep. And then I actually do need to go down one more than this, and that will put me at 8 height, which can let me make the correct size gap for all of this. But we're going to have to get them to actually make that. I think our dynamite places might be... got a couple in there. What about over here? Okay, we've got dynamite, it looks like. That's good. There's fireworks now. I haven't even noticed those. Well, that's kind of nifty. We'll go ahead, put that in there. We'll let them get that taken care of, and then we'll come back to that. Like at the moment, metal blocks are our bottlenecks. So we're just gonna double output again. Come up here by doing that. And then over here, we need probably that one, this one, and do, is that a universal? That's a universal. I don't need 2 universals in a row. I need, so are these all universal? Did I just make them all universal because I could? Kind of feels like it. You know what? Let's just leave them. That's fine. We'll come up here and get these all made. There we go. Do I need another one of these? You know what? Let's go ahead and just do a 4th one of these as well. We'll get the power in here. There we go. That looks good. That's going to take a little while to build. We should have everything for this one. This one here is making an anvil. We've got 1 anvil, so that ought to make the one for this. And then one of these can make an anvil for this. Definitely going to take a little while, though. So there is our hopefully correct height. Now we just need to come back through again with ladders. And what we'll do is ladder our way up. Again, will take a little while because we're missing all those metal blocks, but that should be okay. But from this height, what we can do is let's go ahead and get out our tunnel, and we'll just measure it out from here. So that's 1, and then we need 9 more. There we go. That should be 10 deep. And then we actually want to go over, we've got 1. Let's go 9 again. There we go. There's 10, 20, 30. That should fit 6 of those large dams, which, by the way, those large dams should actually already be done. Well, not the dams, but the plans for them. I was looking at the new large dam plans, which we do need, so I went ahead and made them, but we had the other ones. So now we just fill in this here. There we go. And then once they can get down there and exploding all of that, we can get in here and actually start working our way down and building things. But again, that's going to take a while. Our dynamite project well underway for our water. Originally, I was going to stop here and finish this up next time. But you know what? I want to go until this is done and over. So we're definitely going to make sure that we can finish all of this up. So let's make sure we got the resources for it first. Metal fasteners looks to be the object right now that we're low on. So let's take care of that. We'll find one of these that isn't doing anything. The toys will do metal fasteners. Now, of course, we got to have scrap for that, which we have none. Let's come back over to our foundry. They're producing scrap. Are they low on anything scrap-wise? Looks like coal and coal. So let's check our coal drill first, which is this one. In fact, that's coal and that's coal. But we have got dirt that we need to spend as well. So that might be part of the problem. We've got too much dirt and not enough storage. So let's go ahead, take care of that just the same way as we did before. We'll just put these up. In fact, let's put these up on the front too. There we go. And then we'll do another one of these. Let's get all of those hooked up. There we go. And then over here, can we switch any of these out? Saltpeter, what are we doing? We've got 215 dynamite, which definitely is not going to be enough. So we need to keep a hold of some of that. What about this? This is mountain salt. We can probably change that to coal for the time being. Let's check. We've got quartz, but nobody's using quartz. So let's go to coal. And your iron, that should be okay. Now let's make sure we've got the tools. Yeah, we have 431 tools. So we should have plenty there with our now automated rice in there. We'll go ahead and build on top of that as well. We want... Nope, we want the extension for these, which was in paths. I found them at one point. Platforms, that's what it is. We're going to get the giant pillar and just install those. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's get another one of these in there. As farthest down it can go. Yep, sure is. Let's get another automated one that we're planning on here. Here's our food. We've got... You know what? Let's get some nenopars in here. Are we going to need much in the way of nenopars? We might not actually need those. Let's go with something we're going to need. We're going to need the sunflowers. So let's just take those up. Vertical, vertical, and the universal. They're going to need more of this. Connect those ladders in right there, and we'll let them work on that. Of course, we're going to need more power. We've got this in there, but we need to expand this back out while we're here. So let's go ahead, put in the next section, which is probably going to be here. Remove these roads, if we can. And see what we can do. Why don't we just take a couple of these large water wheels? Can you fit on there? No, you can't. Where is the best place that you could fit in here? Probably right here. So let's move you down. Move you down one. Take you out of there. Grab the next set of power wheels to go in here. One here. One here. And then can I get the last one? Yeah, if I take this road out and flip everything around, we should be able to do that. There we go. All of you. Oops, wrong way. We will put you over here. That fixes you. Let's get stairs up to them so they can build all those. One for you, one for you. And hopefully, there we go. That's all connected in. That's all connected in. And everything there looks good. Okay. We'll let them build that. Oh, we should probably also put in a way to connect to this stuff. Is this a... Oh, that's a regular power shaft. That ladder is in the way, but it's also necessary. Let's see if we can figure something out with it. Let's go ahead and remove that. And if we have to, we'll build ladders over here for the next one. Let's take you out. Let's go power. Grab the three-way, not the downward, the horizontal key. That's what we want. There we go. Grab a couple of these. Are you a horizontal T? You're a horizontal T, but I'm not sure why you're a horizontal T. You should just be a regular one. Let's get those in there. We'll say this is very important, and this is very important, so they get those taken care of. And let's go ahead, put in our platform. There we go. And back to power, we need the upward shaft. Upward. That one can go there, and then the downward. Go there. They should be able to build most of that. Hopefully they'll build these first. The one gear there might be an issue, but we'll see what we can do while we wait for all of that. They are still working on this underground portion. They're starting to make a little bit of headway again, but I do want to make the path that's going to go in here. So this fits exactly our large dam. We need a path in front of it so that our beavers can actually get to those to pull out the water that it's going to hopefully get for us. So what I'm going to do there is, one, we're just going to take the tunnel and we're going to go ahead and start tunneling right here. We're going to come down this far and then we will work on knocking out some of the underlayer here. While I've been waiting for this to build, I have noticed that we're out of a couple of things. The thing I've noticed, we're out of chestnut beer, which will make just about any beaver sad, and that's because we're mostly chestnuts. So let's just make a couple of places that we can use to plant more chestnuts here. One, we're going to grab one of these foresters here and actually turn it back on. In fact, turn both of them back on, and we will just plant chestnuts over here. Chestnut tree, there we go. Grab all of those. This can be all chestnuts. This can be all chestnuts. And then, of course, I want to make sure that we're pulling out these brambles because they are nearly impossible to completely get rid of, but we can fight back. So we'll start with that. This can get most of our chestnuts harvested. For the stuff up here, we might have to figure something else out, but we're also going to put down a couple more foresters maybe in this area so that we can get those made into chestnut areas. Nope, not that one. We want the forester. There we go. Let's put you, I think you go here, and then we'll do another one. How about here? Can we even put one maybe down over here to cover a little area? That should be fine. And if we get one, let's say here, there we go. That should take care of quite a bit of it. Let's make sure that those are all marked. Yep, get rid of all of those. Get rid of all of these. Get rid of all of those, if that's even possible at that point. And then we'll come in to the food. We'll grab the gatherer. We'll grab the harvester's cottage. Oh, I'm going to have to make some slight adjustments because the harvester's cottage is one back from the roads. So grab this. We'll move it one back. And then on top of all of these, let's go ahead and put on the towers, which be, I believe, in our houses. There it is. We want more builders because we've got a lot to build, and eventually I'm hoping, they're always such a pain to try and get on, but we'll get those on there. But I'm hoping that eventually, do I have them backwards? Is that maybe the problem? That could be the issue. Tell you what, let's try this. We'll put you on the other side, and then we'll see if it cooperates any better. There it goes. All right. But eventually we're not going to need haulers because hopefully we'll have a ton of bots to run everything. So we'll go back through here. I want the chestnut trees, and that can be all over here, and you're probably not going to be able to get those. We're going to go ahead and put them up here, though. We'll mark the brambles to destroy when we can. There we go. This is all chestnut tree. This is all chestnut tree. And if eventually I need to change this, that's perfectly fine. But we're going to need this. And then to its left, we're going to need, I can move that back one, don't I? Range. Okay. We'll move you back one, and then we will put gathering in here. Hopefully, there's our food gathering. You go here. And how are they doing over here? This one, oops, this one also needs moved back 1, 2. Goes to the left. There we go. That one goes there. This one goes here. And can we get a tower on top of those? Let's go with the tower, builder's lodge. Get you on there like so, maybe. Well, again, it's being a pain. Oh, had it for half a second, but again, it's being a pain, so there we go. Sometimes you just have to be patient with it or mess around or something like that. Let's move you back since they haven't built you yet. There we go. Grab the tower, drop you on top there. There we go. That's good. We'll have to have ladders to get up to all of these. Not a big deal. We can do all of that. And we're going to plant chestnut trees here as well. Chestnut tree. Chestnut tree. That way we don't run out of chestnuts anymore. Same thing here. Maybe it'll help with some of these brambles. Just do that. We'll put you here. In fact, we'll toss a couple in here as well, if it lets us. And then we'll let those build. Oh, I got to toss in my ladders, don't I? There we go. Very important. You go in there. And then ladder goes up to here. Like so. Grab a short bridge. And there we go. That gets us in. I'll go and put those on all the other ones while those build. So after a good deal of waiting, we have finally got the bottom area cleared out, and we were able to place our dynamite around the outer ring of this area so that when we set this off, that should take most of the middle with it. However, it did take a while. Let me show you all of the other stuff that has happened since that stuff has gone in. One, I started trying to chop off the top of some of these areas, and we've got tons of dynamite in. We've got dynamite in over here to take care of it. We had so many waste rocks that we had to build more piles, and we not only built one trebuchet, but we built a second trebuchet. And then we've had enough time to not only build the one hydroponic farm that we were working on for the sunflowers, we had time to build a whole nother level, put the hydroponic peas farm on it, and then start another level where we're working on a nenuphar farm. We've already managed to put in most of these wheels that were here. We're going to have to do something about the way that the river flows through, because it's not producing nearly as much power as it used to. As you can see, our chestnut trees are actually starting to spring up already, so we'll soon have those again. And then we've also got, well, our greenhouses didn't quite make it in, but it stopped having that problem where it could and couldn't cut it down. I actually had to save and quit the game and come back in, and then it worked. So if you have a similar problem, that's just what you need to do. However, we not only finished our pilot's license, which we'll be hopefully putting in next episode, we finished humanities licenses or degrees so that we could finish our human underground factory operating team. So really, this produces gears at a ridiculous rate, so we don't really need all of those gears up there. I also put in a laboratory operating team so that we can get a ton more of all of this stuff. So don't really need a ton of this stuff. So while we wait, let's go ahead and we're going to pull out all of these gear factories. There we go. We'll reclaim the stuff on those. We don't need those gear factories. And you know what? We could take out these. We'll hold off on that just in case, because eventually we're going to remove these, but that should give us a couple of beavers down on the population. That way we don't have to worry about the frame rate so much, or at least that's the general idea. But let's go back under the mountain here. And we're going to cut through. As soon as we can get back to that level. There we go. We're going to say, let's go ahead and blow this up. And we'll watch as it starts to cut off the edge here. There we go. And there you go. Now you can see the middle start to fall away, which is really what we were hoping to happen there. It's going out of there pretty easy. Once it goes around the side and gets to the last one, poof, there it all goes. Saves us all of the dynamite of having to just blow everything up the other way. However, I think I'm one short here, so we'll make sure to get that in real quick. Because we're going to go ahead and we're going to take out all the extra paths here. Let's do that. Those were just kind of for getting the beavers around. We didn't really need them, just make sure the beavers could get to where they needed to be. Let's make that very important. And then we can finally come in here and grab our... I was going under the dams, but it's not under the dams. It's under the water pumps because it's a water pump, a grand dam here. And we're going to hope that all of these fit in here. Then I've got all of my calculations correct. There we go. Because it would be ridiculously... Well, look at that. They all fit in there just fine. Now, the thing about the Grand Dam is they need power, and they've got a strange power area. They come through basically what is the middle under here. Let's go ahead, see if we can get those in, and we'll go all the way across to here. We'll go ahead and put in a couple more. I'm not 100% sure how we'll get to that if we need to. Like to add more should we ever need it, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and we will connect in all of these. There we go. There we go. There we go. That'll go through there. I am going to temporarily pause the grand dams. There we go. There we go. There we go. So that we can get in here and build those power shafts. Because if they build the dams first, then they won't be able to build the power and we'll be in a world of trouble. Not only that, though, we have got to get these connected out here. So we're going to have to come over here. Let's just grab that tunnel again. Come over here and we'll come out here. We may not get them powered, but we definitely will get them in so that hopefully everybody can see the grand design for what we have going on here. Look, they've got that in. So let's connect in that last dam. And then if you look, it should... There we go. With these in here, you can see that the top of the dam comes right up to where that hole is. So we should be good without any leaks on that. While we're here, though, let's go ahead and we're going to climb down here. Because we're going to need to get down into this to eventually connect to the water in. So we'll just take a couple of these. Let's take a stairway down. Looks like we're going to have to fight brambles on the island over here as well. So that's going to be fun. But let's work our way down here. There we go. And where is the level that we want to come in at? It's this level. Okay. So, I'm going to do landscaping. We're going to get tunnels started here. I'm going to go one off of there just so we can get most of them done. And then this should fill this back area once we've got the dams in there. Let's make sure we've got a way down to there, though. How about we go here, 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 and then here. And then we just have to take a path. Good thing these beavers really like water because there's going to be a lot of it here. And they'll be able to dive deep down in there. Let's go ahead and mark these for containment, if possible. At this point, I'm not sure that these are going to be containable, but we're going to try anyway. We really do need something that can eliminate these brambles a lot faster. but we'll work with what we've got as we get it. In fact, look, it looks like some of them are already on their way over there to take care of that as they build through there. So let's go back underground and we'll check and see. They've got all the power shafts in, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and start unpausing these so they can get it built. And then we'll check that out as soon as... Oh, look at that. They've already got the other stuff in there. We've got a ton of builders at the moment, which is good. We want the turning one. There we go. Turn that way. And we'll do this, that. This one I don't need. This one needs to be that. Let's put you high priority. We'll put you that priority, and then we'll come back through and get those later. We're also going to leave these up here because I don't want it to collapse anything up there by chance. And as far as I can tell, it hasn't. So it should be good. Yep, everything's good there. Maybe we'll close that hole in the ceiling eventually if we get some extra dirt. But we'll worry about that as it goes on. We also probably... think if I look back over here, this can also make, yep, the scaffoldings. We could get rid of these here. We don't need those anymore if we can just switch it to scaffoldings and fill up our stuff on that. So it looks like we've got about 106 extra beavers, but that's because all the water things are off. So once those go back, I'm going to guess it's going to be much less. Eventually, we could probably get rid of some of this down here as well, but we'll leave that just for a bit to make sure everything evens out on its own. There we go. All of our dams are in. There's no water yet, but we're close on the water. In the meantime, though, what we'll do is, let me show you. We have, of course, gone through. We've cleared off most of the top here. Need to finish that up just a bit. We've cleared off over here. We're finally starting to make it through some of the waste rocks. Whenever you explode anything in the Whitepaws, it gives you waste rocks that you have to deal with. So all of the extra trebuchets that I've now added all around here are trying to get that down. Once that's down, it should be a much more manageable number, and we can just use those. In fact, it looks like we're starting to build up a little extra coal here and there, so that's not bad. I've even been able to switch back to glass panes on one of them, and we've got a couple more of the banana places in, which is awesome. Let's plant these bananas real quick. There we go. That'll take care of those. Over here, everything is good to go. This mine is all set. So I think what we'll do for the last part of this here, we'll come back down underneath here and we'll go ahead and grab our last tunnel here. There we go. We'll say that's very important. And then we'll be back in just a second to see if it worked. And here we go. We're going to finish this up and we'll see if we can get just the part that we want filled in. Now, originally I'd meant this to be one lower, but that's okay. It should fill everything up just fine. Our big question is, do we have any leaks? I don't know if we will. I'm hoping we don't. But being that this is under the main lake, this area should pretty much always have water as long as there's water in the lake to get. So it looks like we're slowly filling up here. If we can go maybe a little bit faster, and nope, it sure does not like that frame rate. But so far, I'm not seeing any leaks. Nothing out the front here, nothing out the side. It looks to be filling up, so I think we're good to go. It should overtop here and be just fine in just a second. But I think that's definitely going to do it for this time. This whole episode recording time was almost 10 hours, so it'll probably get squished down into a lot more or a lot less because there's a lot of just waiting for stuff to get built. I'm thinking that maybe the episodes will start coming out hopefully every other week, just with how long it takes to make these now that we're getting toward the end of our cycle. Oh, it's gonna go over the top. Are we going to spill out here? I don't think so. I think we'll be okay. But next time, we'll be getting this hooked up to power. We'll be switching the water over to that. I want to get some decorations in. In the meantime, while we were waiting, I bought everything that was under 1,000 science. So we have just the things over 1,000 science still to get. Even if I don't plan on using them, I still like to get them. It feels like a good way to complete the map. So we'll go through that. We still have to make a couple of monuments, so we'll look into that as well. And I think the big focus of next time is we got our pilot's license, like I said earlier. So I want to get that airship in. But until then, I just want to say thank you very much for stopping by and hope to see you next time. Bye.